Alright, so what we got today? We're on the 2025 F350 Super Duty Tremor. So the Tremors come with these high mount kind of rock slider step bar. You see how close it hugs to the rocker panel there. So not so easy with stepping in and out. And I've seen online some people dropping these down with the regular brackets. So what we're going to do today is swap out the brackets real quick, drop these down a couple inches. Not really worried about the ground clearance right now. I'll hang on to these brackets so I can always raise them back up when needed. But for right now, getting in and out with kid and all that stuff, it's you know, it's a little high. So we're going to lower these down just for a while and see what happens here. So I'll show you what I got here. So I got these step bars. These came off of a 2022 crew cab Super Duty. And these have got 3 brackets. The Tremors only have 2 on their step bars, but there is a spot under the truck, under the rocker for the 3rd one, but there's no mounting holes under the step bar on the Tremor running board. So I want to use these brackets, but I want to try to use this piece of plastic here. I don't know if you can see it right now, but it says Super Duty on it. And it'll kind of hide the, you know, kind of the frame rail and everything behind there, if, you know, if possible. I don't know that it's going to work because if you look at the way it mounts, it's got these little push pins, which all of them's loose on this thing, and it only kind of clips around these brackets. So not sure that we can get this to work, but we'll look at it. If not, anyway, we can put the brackets on, drop her down a little bit and run with it. But if we can, we'll try to put this plastic on. So let's get to it. Here under the Tremor, the brackets are the same, just a little bit shorter. But right here in the middle, you got the spot for the other bracket. It's got a cutout in the back of this running board, but no mounting holes. So you can see there's like a little spacer in here that's probably tapped for these bolts, so it's not right here. But you do have the other one back here. So we can put it on there. This middle bracket will either be floating or not even on here. I was going to put it on there just to help hold that plastic Super Duty piece on there, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it or not. So like I said, we'll look at it, see what we can do. I don't have the right tool for the push pins. You can see that just pop the head up here with the screwdriver and it kind of comes right out. If anything, we got us some good push pins to use somewhere else. This plastic piece also had one 2mm bolt holding it on. So now let's knock these brackets off here. They look to be 10mm too, yep. A lot lighter without them brackets on there. Alright, so we're going to pop these loose. Got 4 10mm bolts into the actual step, and then I think there's like 3, I think they're 13mm nuts on the back of these, on these brackets here. So let's pop these out real quick. Here's the Tremor bracket, and here's the regular running board bracket. So you can see the difference there. So I just threw one bolt in each of these brackets just to see how this little Super Duty plastic thing would look on here. I don't know that I can even mount it. Like I say, there's really nothing to bolt to on the bottom here, so. don't think it looks too bad. Let's, I don't know if you can put it on. Yeah, you can put it on up there. Yeah. We'll throw the brackets up there and we'll see what it does. So you can see how the bottom's made. It's got this block here where the bolts go for the front. It's got the cutouts, but there's no block in the middle, and then a block here on the back. So if I put the middle bracket on, it won't be touching anything, but Matt would give us something to mount this thing to. I don't know. We'll put these two on for now and throw it up there and just kind of see what it looks like. So just put these on loose. That way we can kind of fine tune them if we need to. Now I believe the brackets hold that up on there pretty good. Maybe this will work after all. Let's loosen these nuts up just a little bit more. And we'll throw this third bracket in there just to kind of support this thing. Yeah. So luckily the guy that I got these running boards off of, he gave me the nuts that come off of it too. And they fit. Awesome. Got them little slider tabs that slide back and lock it. I'm hoping whenever I tighten these all the way down that it'll kind of clamp that up in place there. I don't know. We're just going to test this out. Okay, change of plans. So the running board just pushes down on these a little bit, which is a good thing. But I need to go ahead and push this up in here and get it in place. And I'm going to tighten this middle one down because it don't really matter. And then we'll just snug these front ones, the front and the rear one down to help hold it in place, but we won't fully tighten them until we get the running board on there, make sure it's lined up. But we can tighten this middle one all the way down and it should hold this up in place. And it's pretty close, so I'll show you here in a minute what's kind of off on the back here. It's kind of pushed up into place. Just snug, not tightening it. Just enough to keep the plastic from sliding out there. Okay, so camera died on that one. The battery got hot, it said. I got my motion set on and it's sitting here in the sun, not moving, so I think that's kind of the issue. Hopefully those are snug down enough. Maybe we should run over them again. Let's just set this up here and see what it does. Okay, so it's lining up. I'm gonna put a little more torque on these bolts on the back, just to make sure that plastic don't move. Okay, so that's snugged down. I'm missing my 10mm ratchet somewhere. See if I can find that. Still don't see it. I was laying on it. So this running board is sitting just a little cockeyed to the outside right now because of all these little plastic tabs pushing up, which is probably good because it'll put a little tension on them whenever I tighten this down. Now, let's snug these front ones up, see what this looks like. Still got to tighten them two bolts up, but you can see this middle bracket that wasn't here before has, you know, nothing to bolt to out here, but it's helping support this black plastic. So yeah. Okay, so it's done and on there. A few things to note though. I mean, it's about as solid as it was. Obviously it's a few inches lower, easier stepping in and out, but you know, way worse for ground clearance if that's your thing right now. You can see these little tabs through these holes if you look, which can be cut off. I'm gonna kind of see how it rides for a day or two first before I cut those off, just to make sure. If it's not gonna work, then I'll just take it off, and that way I won't destroy this black plastic piece. And the only spot that don't really line up is right here on the back edge. You can kind of see how that's a little bit loose. Well, I mean, it's not super loose, but just know if you do this, that's a thing. So, oh man, I might just squirt a bunch of some kind of glue back up in here, kind of hold that in place. These are all pretty tight against this back edge of this running board. I don't think there's no problem in just cutting these off, and that way you don't see them through these holes. But like I say, for right now, I'm going to leave them. You know, you could possibly somehow heat these and bend them over and then bolt them to the back of this running board if you wanted. I don't know. You know, I don't know how involved anybody would want to get with this project, but I like the look of this back in here versus the, you know, the open. But you know, it don't look bad either way. It's just I wanted to try this because I already had them with the running boards I bought for the brackets. So yeah, I don't think it looks bad. Let's see if we can't tackle the other side. Okay, so they're on there. It's not exactly the look I was going for, but I think it looks good. The plastic back in there, I think, kind of helps. You know, I don't know how well you can see it because the sun's kind of bright right now, so kind of blacking it out in there on the camera, looks like, but I think it looks good. Kind of fills that space in. Like I say, these are the kind of spot sticking out like it shouldn't be. So, and you can see the tabs in there if you look through the holes in the running board. And again, I think those could be cut off because it's actually pretty tight against it. So I'm gonna run it like this and just kind of see. So yeah, don't make it look too bad. You know, I know there's a lot of hate for this mod, but I mean, it's practical for kind of what I'm doing right now. And I'll hang on to those other brackets and raise them back up whenever I need to. It honestly don't take that long to swap them out. You know, I'm using a ratchet here, so it gives me plenty of time to kind of look around under the truck and, you know, check things out, look for anything that might be wrong, or just to kind of get to know the underside of my truck. But I like to do that, but I didn't have my impacts with me, so I had no other choice this time. But yeah, so I got a little bit familiar with the underside of the truck and got this done, so I think it looks good. We'll test them out. You know, I don't know about rocks and stuff because it leaves a bigger gap here. You know, I guess I could get some little mud flaps to kind of stop that, but we'll see what it does first. Not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm pleased with it. Anyway, let's get out here and go on something else. Before, after. Before, after. Before, after. Before, after. Before,